Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are going back to Barbed. This time we're playing V5, where we've introduced Sword of Once and Future, hoping that Barbed Servitor would like to swing that thing around, and brought back Burn Down the House, because the one thing I like to do most is burn down houses. All right, so that's it. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, sometimes referred to as the Great Khan of North Macedonia, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck of my own creation called Barbed Burn V4. And it's based very heavily off of a deck of my own creation called Barbed Burn V3. All right, Barbed Burn. So yeah, the deal was that I saw Barbed Servitor, and I thought this guy is space awesome. He's super awesome, but we got to find ways of making that guy work. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We're going to see how we've wrapped this thing around Barbed Servitor, and we'll talk about how this deck should work. And we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so once again, what does a Barbed Servitor do? He's indestructible. So that means he cannot be destroyed. Damage just shirks right off him like water up a duck's butt. And he comes in, he's got Suspect, which means he's essentially got Menace. But it also means he can't block, which is kind of bad. And then whenever he deals damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose life. So people aren't going to block him because it's just 1 point of damage. Who cares? But you get to draw a card and lose life. Great. And whenever he's dealt that any damage, he deals that much. Target opponent loses that much life. So that's what we're all about right there. What would be great is if this guy was a blocker. How do we do that? Deadly Complication, where you can destroy a creature and put a Popo counter on target suspected creature and take away Suspect, which would make him into a 2/2 indestructible guy that can block, and as soon as he takes damage, he does actually that much damage to your opponent and nothing to him. Perfection, right? All right, what else are we doing with that guy? Well, we can put on Sword of Once and Future, and that point he gets +2/+2 and protection from blue and black. He can't be bounced, and I'm not sure what black could do to him that indestructible doesn't fit with because he can't be destroyed. If you try to exile him or something, and it's from a black source, not going to happen. Plus, whenever it deals combat, it tends to surveil 2, and then you can cast an instant sorcery, value 2 or less from the graveyard without paying its mana cost. We don't have anything like that really going on. So blah. All right, there we go. That's all for our pal Barbed Servitor. Thing is that we need some other dudes. What do we got? We got Urabrask Forge, which puts out a guy that gets stronger every single turn with trample and haste. And then what do we got? We've got wiping the board for 5, wiping the board for 2, wiping the board for 3. Why is that? Because if you got Barbed Servitors out, then you just multiply the amount of damage you're dealing to the creatures times the number of Barbed Servitors you have out. Which means you have 4 out and you play this, you can do 20 points of damage to your opponent. Normally you have 1 or 2, so it's not usually that big. Big Score helps you go and get more mana and find the guys you're looking for. We got Elder Dragon War also putting out a 4/4 flying dragon. And this guy is shooting things for up to 5. In a pinch, you can shoot your Barbed Servitor, which will then do 5 points of damage to your opponent, which is fantastic. Restless Vents is a manland. And is that it? It looks like, oh yeah, and this guy will get you some life if you decide to start sucking it out of other people's creatures or planeswalkers. That's it. That's the deck. What are we going to do? We're going to try to get some guys out. They're hard to kill since this one always dies and this one never dies. And then wipe the board, taking it out on our opponent every time. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, though, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the black chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against Damados. Damados. Let's get that centerfold raccoon looking. There we go. 2. There's our third card. All right, come on, mana. Didn't get it. All right, shoot it up. That guy is a jerk. Let's just do that as well. All right, no babies. All right, let's get some hasty action going on here. A little Urabrask Forge. All in for one. Feel free to jump in front of it if you want. Jump, chump, chump, chumpity chump. Whoa, one more mana, man. I feel so much better. There's a lot I could do with 4, but burn down the house is going to be fantastic. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, as long as I get one more mana. All right, Witchstalker's Frenzy. The problem is he's going to be up by more at this time. I can't block it all. Got to get that next mana out. Gotsta. There we go. 5 damage across the board. All in. Feel free to block. All right, so what I got here? 7, and I've only got 5. Not enough. Ooh, that is disappointing. Still not enough. Death. There we go. Now we just have to control his creatures. Elder Dragon War. Elder Dragon War. Elder Dragon War. No! Not more life gains, suckerfish! Yeah, I don't make the least get Barbed Servitor a little, give him some shiv there. Nothing! No. Elder Dragon War. All right, that's fine. All right, so we got 2 more board wipes. We can just do it to him. That'll be perfectly good for us. Keep putting those babies out. Guess who I've got coming down? Elder Dragon War. Bam! And we win! There we go. In your face, Chlamydia Jones. We're playing against Buyer Pimp 152. 152. Alright, we got 3 mana. No to dragons. The big whiny jerks. Alright, we got 1 black. That's it. How much that thing costs us? 3 mana, so I have to have 4 before we can activate it. Alright, we got no creatures whatsoever. He really wants to look at my lands, though. She's got haste, she's got style, she's got pizzazz. Her name is Ruby. You don't care. You just don't care. And a lot of red mana. As you pop out a 3/4. Okay, I'm cool with that. Why is he not even going after his invasion at this point? Let's see if we draw anything. Alright, I'm getting kind of bored here, deck. Provide me with some creatures or something. What do I got in this thing? I got Urabrask's Forge and Barbed Servitor, and that's it. He's going back to going after the invasion. This guy's kind of squirrely on what he's looking to do. You want to touch my treasure? Is that the deal? Elder Dragon War. Ooh, he's pumping it up. Alright, so the deal is I just gotta play the game for a little bit here. Next turn, I can burn down the house, do 5 points of damage to him at the same time. That's what it's all about, baby. He's a suspect. Please don't tell me you have, like, artifact kill in your hand. Nice. What I like about it is the fact that his toughness is under 5. That's all I'm asking for. Alright, here we go. Put out the land, burn down the house. We do a Space Devil. I mean, I can't block with them. But look at my treasure. There we go. It'll be great when I get this guy to be able to block. That'd be even cooler. If you want to crack that open, that'd be great. Oh, you coming after me like a sucker? Well, I can do both those things, can't I? All right, that's good. In we go. Ooh, put out the sword. And we're cool for the moment. And we win. That's all there is to it. Interface, Master Pimp. Victory. All right, we're playing against KingDespair. All right, we have 0 creatures. Two. I get up to 4. I can get a dragon out potentially. Let's kill out while we have the opportunity. Dead. There's a sword. Alright, what you doing, Simic Master? Looks like you're looking at my artifact. Elder Dragon War. Elder Dragon War. Anything I want to give up here? Guess I need to give something up because... Let's give up on these two. Nothing. I'm going to go for it this way. Oh, the humanity! How ridiculous. All right, we got 3 left. Let's go for this. All right, in your face for 1. In your face, Jolly Roger. Sweet googly. At least I got some mana. I can just destroy it. I will. I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be mean to you. Hopefully we'll pull a Barbed Servitor this turn. We did not get it. Oh. Yes! I don't know. Will this work? What are we looking at there? He's just a 1? Sure. Alright, that wasn't great. Barbed Servitor's coming out. We'll just have to live with the other thing. Let's put another sword out. Alright, he's down to 9. I feel kind of like a jerk jerking around so much right now. We should just really be pressing the aggro button, putting the floor down on the gas and going nuts. I think that's your big combo right there, isn't it? Alright, that's it. We win. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Catastroph. No black, but we got nothing but red in our hand anyway. Your guy is broken, dude. You should have bought one that was not broken. Yeehaw! There's 2. Ooh, I'll go for black. There we go. Alright, don't take out the Urabrask Forge. Just take 1 additional point of damage each turn. He's got a knight. Look out, everyone. Alright, let's go rage in with what we got. You take out, you just take out creatures. Do you take out planeswalkers? It's just opponents. Good enough for now. We can rage in on the Wandering Emperor with Urabrask Forge on the next turn. All right, what am I looking for? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this and see if we can get ourselves into a servitor. Nope, nothing like that at all. All right, 1, 2. You gonna pay to keep her alive? Nope. I don't know what Yosemite Sam over there is doing. When your 10-gallon hat's feeling 5 gallons flat, you hanker for a hunk of cheese. Let's try this again. All right, we've got to waste all of our time and energy on that. That is a weird clue. Let's activate. Form of a card. All right, let's just go to town. Haste! That might have been a waste for a 2-2, but I'm kind of getting impatient. I hope you can't flood the board. The good thing about the Devils. So when they die, they get a 2 points of damage or opponent damage apiece. That's disappointing. All right, I'm gonna just go to town. Here we go. Town! And we win! In your face, Catastrophe! We're playing against Härri. I'm just gonna call you Härri, man. Keep. Alright, everything is really expensive. We do not have the mana for it. We do have our combo. Nothing. I can't get that guy. He's too big. I don't have enough black. I could just do this other way. Problem is, he could kill the Barbed Servitor, and so that's why I don't want him around. Because he does -/-, and that's how indestructibles can be killed. That guy in the hand is not so problem. We're still severely lacking mana. Alright, come on, mana. There we go, but it's so slow. Jesus. He's got madness. All right, I'm down to 13. Let's just do what we got to do. Burn down the house. Burn down the house. Because I don't know what you're planning on doing with your 1 mana. I guess you could have flipped out the card that says return it from the graveyard immediately kind of situation. There's jerk a lot. Because that guy will come out and kill the Barbed Servitor, and I would not be a fan of that. Oh, let's get this cranking. Kill our friend there with his own attack. Alright, cool. Barbed Servitor. I wasted that whole thing earlier, maybe? Great. That's 2 points to you, hippie. It's indestructible, man. You're going to give up embarrassed here in just a second. I don't know if you recognize the fact that he's a suspect. I was really hoping for a nice board wipe right there. Let's give up on big score. Let's see if we can get something out of that. Oh, another big score. How ridiculous. All right, he's down to 10. Get to draw another card, lose a life. I'm hoping that 6 points is enough to keep us alive for a little bit. Oh, the Dragon War, you're kind of letting me down, man. I'm going to put you out as a chump blocker here in a second. All right, so if I do this, I could do 2 additional points, which would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not enough. I think we can take the slow road here. We're good. All right, so I'll be down to 2 with this. Yeah, that's fine. Block, man. Board wipe. That Brotherhood in would be really great. That's not going to do it, dummy. Yeah, stealing my card, huh? Do you count as black? Nope. I mean, you totally do, apparently. All right, we got to do it that way. Yeah, that was my card that made it so you were undefeatable there, suckerfish. Pulling tight for something great. All right, so we can suck something's life. Not going to get 7 out of the deal. I don't have anything in the block, but I could do this, though. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 5 onto that guy. Nice. All right, I'm a 6. He's a 6. Can he kill off the next Forgeling that comes out? Don't know. He keeps stealing my swords. All right, I can Witchstalker Frenzy my own guy. That's probably the best course of action. All right, there we go. We got it. Just don't do 2 points of damage to me. Not going to do it. You can kill your own guy if you want. All right. Just got to get 1 point through somehow. That'll do it. And we win! In your face, Duffy Moon! In your face! Alright, so we are with Barbed Burn, number 4, version 4. And, you know, I don't remember how good this thing did before. It always seemed like it was kind of a one-trick pony. But this deck did alright. I mean, it was a little over 50%. I got a 55% win rate out of it. You know, so that's a little over 1 out of every 2 games I play. I end up winning. It was just enough winning to hold my interest. The deck did really great otherwise. The thing is, the deck seemed like it was like, well, I'm going to blow the board and everything, and then, you know, get out the Barbed Servitors and keep putting that damage in. Problem is, we saw a lot of creature removal today that took out the Barbed Servitor, or they're able to just get rid of the Urabrask Forge. So it kind of made me feel like this deck needed more creatures in it somehow than what I have in here. So maybe version 5 will be taking a look at adding more creatures to it. I'm just not sure what that would be. Because like the only place I kind of feel like getting rid of things is March of the Wretched Sorrow. Yeah, I gotta tell you, that card probably saved my life more times than not, just because of the life gain you get out of it. Because one thing this deck really needs badly is life gain. You know, it's one thing to just clear the board every once in a while. It's another one, though, to gain the life back so you can keep trying to dig for the things that you're looking for. All right, anyways, let's take a look. Who was our MVP? Who was our most valuable player? You know, the one that really disappointed me was Elder Dragon War, just because 2 points of damage isn't enough, at least against the guys I was playing. That was what the problem was, is that they were putting me up against little swarm decks. They were putting me up against guys that had butts that were 3 and larger all the time. I was just praying for Brotherhood End just so I can wipe things out. And because 2 wasn't going to do it. Then I kept hoping for Burn Down the House because they had butts bigger than that. I am so happy I put Burn Down the House back in this deck. This card was, I'm probably going to call it, this is my MVP of this particular deck. It was a thing because there's so many times I needed to do 5 points of damage to each creature in Planeswalker. The only problem is this deck was also a little slow in getting to the mana. There's 24 in here, but there's 0 ramp whatsoever. I mean, I guess the biggest ramp you have is big score. So as long as you can make it to 4, find a big score, then you can get up to 6, which will help you burn down the house. So big time, that works out well. It's a little slow because, you know, until you get to 4, you don't really have the ability to do things acceleratedly. But 4 is where everything happens. And so unless you're going to spend time trying to get big score rolling so you get out more mana, you can't actually put out the cards you want to play with. So it still feels a little hinky. Maybe early on we want to get more mana acceleration going on. I don't know. We'll just have to see what Barbed Burn V4 goes for. But anyways, with MVP today, it's going to be Burn Down the House. You were the one, I think, that completely changed the game for me at some point. I think it made the deck a lot better when it came back in. So yeah, Burn Down the House, you worked great in Barbed Burn. All right, let's see. Number 2, was this deck competitive? 55%, just barely. The numbers I get are much higher than what they would be in massive amounts, right? It's just one person playing. And usually what I consider to be a really good deck is going to be at least like 65, 66%, right? So 55 is a little on the low side, but it's definitely worth playing. So is it competitive? I'm going to say, just barely. As such, we're not going to get into the A+ category just because it's not going to be competitive enough. All right, was this deck fun? Yeah, absolutely, it was fun. I loved getting out the Barbed Servitor. He's just so slow. Obviously, we have... no, we don't. I can say we usually have something like the Brotherhood in. That other thing that I think I took it out. That's what the problem was. They could give you guys haste, because I like giving them haste and being able to attack with them. On the other hand, Barbed Servitor is a gigantic Wussosaurus Rex, which is why he got Sword of Once in the Future. Now, the great thing about him, he gave us protection against blue and black, which you're supposed to put onto the Barbed Servitor, which keeps him from being, destroyed. I guess he can. He's indestructible. I don't know what I was so concerned about. I saw another deck playing the Barbed Servitor that had the Once in Future sword in it. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. I mean, it's good with the blue because it keeps him from getting bounced. But I'm not sure what black could really do. It doesn't really exile. Really, it's like I want to watch out for like white and blue would be the colors I'd be looking out for. But I don't think we have it. I think we got red and green, and I think we got blue and black. All right, so anyways, there you go. It was a fun deck just because once you got stuff out, it was cool. I can say it was a little slow because Urabrask Forge is awesome and Barbed Servitor is awesome, but they're like the only creatures you get. There was a couple times I put out creatures and Burn Down the House just because I was so creature poor, and Restless Vents. I was playing that sometimes. And this is a backup in case nothing else happens. This is in case of glass. This is what you're playing. Yeah. Oh, I guess I also would go full on into the Elder Dragon by just going straight to level 3. I was playing against a lot of people that wouldn't even put creatures out at all, or they had creatures that were greater for 2 for defense. So yeah, there you go. I mean, at least you got a 4/4 dragon for 4. That's not a bad trade-off. Is it fun? I gotta say, because of the slowness at first, it wasn't as fun as I'd hoped for. But when you get up to late game, mid to late game, it's usually rolling pretty hot. All right, lastly, was this deck interesting? Absolutely, man. It's Barbed Servitor. We're playing combos here. We're just flattening the board with all that red mana because we're hoping to have 1 or 2 Barbed Servitors out. Whatever damage you're doing to the board, you're doing to your opponent. Yeah, because if you had like 2 Barbed Servitors out and you burn down the house, you're going to probably take out your entire other side, as well as doing 10 points of damage to your opponent. Man, that is so incredibly good. I just think this deck needs a little bit more tweaking just to get it up to at least that 65%. But right now, it's still not there. All right, so let's add that up. Is it competitive? Enough. Is it fun? Enough. Is it interesting? Yeah, it still is really interesting. So as it is, I'm just going to give it a straight A. A straight A just because I think it's a deck worth playing and a deck worth sparking your imagination so that you can come back and take a look at B5. All right, so that's it for now. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.